I've been dabbing for years. I've been going through a lot of different devices. I've used a lot of different torches. And one thing that I've learned over the years is it's not like the safest, easiest way to consume or to get high. I have a lot of people ask me, hey, how do I get into concentrates? How do I get into dabbing? And it's always something that I have to really consider because I'm like, do I recommend this person get a blowtorch or do I just start telling them about much safer to use electronic options? Because honestly, like, it's way easier to burn your house down with a blowtorch than it is a Bic lighter. Well, I've been using this to heat my bangers instead of a blowtorch for a while. I actually get the precision of like a temperature red hot start dab without having to use any torches, use any thermometers. This is what I use to heat up my hammer, but it also works with bangers. I made a video the other day featuring the hammer, but I'm going to show you how it works with a banger today. If you want to check out this device and learn more, go type !dab or !dab ready in my Twitch chat or Discord. I can't really post too much stuff here, but we're gonna see if I can show you how it works today without getting in too much trouble. So basically what this is it's an e-nail. Right? It's the same technology as e-nails that I've used for years, but it's not actually attached to the banger. This is a nice little stand. It really looks like a Keurig or like a coffee machine or something, but I can just easily take my hammer, put it on here, heat it up if I need. I can pop that off. Or I can take my little auto spinner banger here and I can put this on. And in 90 seconds or so, I'll have a perfectly heated banger. So long as I set the temperature right. You do have to dial in your temperature for your concentrate. But instead of using a torch and heating it hotter than you need, waiting for it to cool down and then dabbing when it cools down to the right temperature, it just gets to the right temperature. You just set it to the temperature you want to dab it at. I pull it right off. The best part about it is it's just heating up the bottom portion of the banger where all the vaporization is supposed to happen, essentially, where all your dabbing is supposed to happen. That's what it's heating up. So this part, even after 5 or 10 minutes, isn't hot. It might be warm if you leave it on for 20, 30 minutes. But when your banger is hot, you can take it off like this. You can take the rig and scoop under it. I've been using this for over a year now, but I'm starting to see more companies making things like this, and it really is one of the nicer, cooler new things that we have out there. Better than an e-nail, better than... I used an e-nail for years. It's actually been a little while. I was reluctant to get e-rigs because I was like, bro, I got a desktop e-nail. It's going to give me the best hits. Pulling your nail off of the coil, pulling your banger away from the heat instead of it constantly applying while you're hitting it, gives you a better hit. You realistically don't want that same temperature. You don't want your nail to be the same temperature the whole time. You want a little bit of heat loss over time. And honestly, when you put a dab on most e-nails, it's going to cool the nail down. So the nail's going to be like, wait a minute, I'm not as hot as I need to be. And then it's going to ramp the heat up, overcompensating a little bit for that heat loss. Some of them do a crazy job, and then you're like, wow, that just scorched my dab because I put a big one on. This, you get it to the right temperature, you pull it off, you're ready to go. So if you watch my content, you know I've recommended cold starts many times. If you're using a torch, I think it's easier. You need less equipment, and it's more fuel efficient. You're going to use less butane typically. But this is easier than a cold start. It's easier than a hot start. It's like a set and forget. It takes about 90 seconds to heat up, but like if I forget, if I leave it on for another 30 seconds, no big deal. It's still the same temperature just about. If I go to do a hot start dab, I don't know how many times I've done this in the past. I know plenty of you. Leave me a comment and let me know if you've done this. But you heat your nail up. You're like, all right, I got to wait 60 seconds for it to give me the perfect temperature. And then like a minute and a half goes by and you're like, oh yeah, I was dabbing, wasn't I? A lot of that got corrected when we had, you know, things like this that are reading the temperature. Maybe it'll beep when it's ready, but it's even easier than all that. So this really is one of my favorite devices. It's on the pricey side, but it gives me some of the best concentrate vapor and flower vapor that I can literally get. So when I compare the price to other things that do the same job, it's actually a steal, bro. It's actually pretty cheap for how good of a job it does at both things. But this by itself is like Nintendo Switch money. This plus the hammer is PS5 money. We joke about that, but just the heater by itself, and if you want to get a banger, that's like buying a Nintendo Switch in a game. Now you can use this with different types of things, but I prefer a regular bucket banger or an auto spinner one with holes in the sides. I feel like it's the easiest way to do it, and I'm getting super simplified hits. But you know, we're just gonna take a sip out of this pina colada over here. I think I have a code over at Hemper, but if you go type !Hemper in my Twitch chat or Discord, it'll take you right over. But yeah, we're just gonna take some sips out of the old Hemper pina colada over here. No big deal. I'm just super thirsty. Ooh, I still got a bunch of this live rosin jam. Dolce over. And you know what? I'm realizing I have this set a little bit lower than I normally do. I've been using 555 on this jam, but I got it at 550. Let's just run it. All right. Just so I can show you how easy it is, I take my preheated banger, my drink ready to go. Toss that on. Ooh-wee. Literally so easy to dial on the dab. I can go a little warmer if I want, a little cooler if I want. Who needs blow torches and timers when you can just set it and forget it and then scoop? Well, this has replaced my torch. I still use the torch sometimes, but for the most part, so the torch I use is like 80, 90 bucks. Obviously, I probably spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on butane over the years. This is the cost of like 4 or 5 torches, good ones. And I don't know how much electricity it uses, but I'm gonna hope so hard the electricity cost that I use is less than the butane cost. I'm just gonna hope that. I don't know. But way safer, way easier. And bruh, it's the future. Let's put our creme brulee torches away. Cause we're not making creme brulee. You know what? I might go try to figure out how to make a little creme brulee. I gotta do some Googling. I gotta watch some videos. I'm not a chef. I could ask. How do I? Either way, exclamation dab in my Twitch chat or Discord to check out the device. And like, come get high with me on Twitch. The sesh starts at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Be there. Or don't, you know, do whatever you're gonna do.